In example 6, we need to prove that these two line segments AD and CD are congruent. And our pathway is going to prove that these two triangles are congruent. Then we're going to use this thing called CP-CTC, which means corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. So that's our goal. Our goal is to prove these triangles congruent and then use that to have our prove statement right here. And that, of course, needs to be the last one. So we're given that AB here is congruent to CB. That's given, and we can make some marks here on the diagram. So there's your AB, and there's CB. 2, we are given that angle A is congruent to angle C. And again, that's given to us. So angle A here and angle C are congruent. And we're also given that DB bisects angle ABC. Alright, so we can't make a mark on the diagram yet, but we can make a logical conclusion. If DB here bisects angle ABC, it's going to break it into two congruent angles. So ABD here is going to be congruent to CBD. That's that angle. The reason is that's just the definition of a bisector, or definition of bisect. So we'll put that right there. Definition of a bisect. Alright. Now we're able to prove that these two triangles here are congruent by angle side angle. So we'll prove here, let's see, our statement will be, we'll go triangle ABD is congruent to triangle CBD. Got to make sure that you have the correct points listed in the correct order. So A and C go together there first, B is the next point, those go together, and then D goes together as well. And the reason why we're allowed to make that statement is angle side angle. Now we actually have to prove that segment AD, that's this one here, is congruent to DC. We want to ask ourselves, are those in correspondingly the same location? You can imagine if you flip this triangle over, then AD would line up right on CD. So they are in the same corresponding location, and we can use CP-CTC. Corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent, and these are corresponding parts of two congruent triangles.